Lord help us all. We pulled it off. It's time for the Disc Only podcast. Welcome, everybody, to the Disc Only podcast. It is a podcast, legally and distinctively. I'm Proton John, and holy cow, COVID sucks.
Ladies and gentlemen, today is a glorious day indeed, as it is the 1 year anniversary of when Steven shat himself on the podcast. I'm Tom.
Man, it must have been that must have been like a good one, because I don't even remember. Did that happen to me? Like, I'm not even like sure if you're joking. I'm like, did I?
I remember you falling out of your chair.
Like, this is so close to reality for me that I'm like, did I poop myself on Disc Only? I'm like, maybe. I mean, it's not impossible. Like, I've pooped myself before. I mean, it's just a thing that happens sometimes. There's a song about it. It's okay if you poop your pants or you pee your pants sometimes. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Stephen George, and next up is another guy.
That other guy is Jared. Hi. Well, I'm back from Canada.
Yes, Jared was actually
because while I was gone, y'all had the man who was banned for sexual content.
Ooh.
Get it?
Yeah.
Because it's Carlos and he plays the saxophone.
Yeah.
Also, before anybody scrubs our archives to try to find the podcast where Steven shat himself, he fell asleep this time last year on the podcast.
Oh my God.
It definitely sounded like when he woke up that he had thought he had pooped his pants because he was having a panic.
Dude,
so.
And I quote, "Oh man, I need to take off my socks."
Dude, like the soundbite from that moment lives rent free in my brain. Like I remember that very vividly.
I mean, in my defense, I really needed to take off my socks.
Yeah. When you get
I'm
like
so sweaty.
It's like, I don't know what it is about like the foot, but it's like the core of all temperature control. Like if your feet are hot, the rest of you is hot. If your feet are cold, the rest of you is cold.
God, that is a true statement.
I think most of your extremities. It's your head and your feet.
Yeah, most of your body heat leaves from either head or feet. That's for sure.
I know a guy in college who was convinced that he convinced somebody else that 90% of your body heat leaves your head and the other 10% leaves your butthole.
That's just a fart.
Like, wait, because he told somebody, he's like, yeah, you could totally go outside in just a hat and like, corking up the bunghole and you'd be fine.
Corking up the bunghole is a phrase that I don't love it.
But you don't hate it.
I mean, it would probably prevent future disc-only accidents, I guess.
Can somebody get Steven a diaper, please? That's all we need. We'll be fine.
Can someone get Steven a cork?
Oh my God. Oh man, we just started this one in the
we just went
bathroom, didn't we? Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, this is a really good topic. When's the last time all of you pooped yourself?
All right. So real talk, 2 weeks ago.
Real talk, today I have food poisoning.
Man,
wait, actually?
I did not expect everyone to be like within the last 4 weeks. Yes, it's happening actively.
All right. So hear me out. I was actually doing I got to turn my mic towards me. I actually was doing a recording, a drum recording for a collab, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to be able to get all this stuff done. It's going to be great. And then I was like, oh, I gotta pass gas, and I rushed home after that.
Gambled on a fart.
And I lost, because like my parents were out of town, and I don't have a key, or I didn't have a key at that moment, so I had to drive home, just being like, well, yeah. And I got home, and like Erica's like, hey, you got home early. I'm like, yep. She's like, what?
I'm gonna go change my drawers.
Yeah, I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. But yeah, the crap it just happens sometimes, man. There's nothing like wrong with it. Never trust a fart, man. Like absolutely not.
You're going back to classic disc only here. Your poop tell didn't go off.
My poop tell. I should have trusted it, or not trusted it, rather.
I mean, yeah. When you say like, you know, when was the last time you pooped yourself? That can be a very visceral thing, like, oh God, I've lost complete control, and here it comes. But it can also just be like, you know, I'm passing gas and like 1/10 of the way through passing the gas, I'm like, that ain't gas. Oh no. So it's very different. This is the dichotomy of pooping yourself.
To those in chat, chat that are wondering how I got food poisoning, it was not Subway, it was Wendy's.
Interesting.
I can believe that.
I'm sorry. Food poisoning sucks, dude. It just sucks. There ain't nothing good about it.
Listen, Dave's double is worth it.
Is it? I don't know about that.
It's not. It's not. It's really not. And
Wendy's. I've never had problems with Wendy's before. Oh God, where was it?
I don't know what it is. There's something wrong with every single Wendy's in Austin.
You could have left out in Austin. Probably would have still been.
I've had Wendy's other places and it's fine. It's just like Austin is a black hole for poor quality Wendy's.
They were just like, "Yep, this is where the C-class Wendy's goes. Enjoy."
Yeah. Like I like regularly. Like it used to happen when I like order food off an app and I get like sometimes I get Wendy's and it's like, okay, they forgot like half my order. And then I went to a different Wendy's like personally and they forgot half my order.
Dude, the last time I went to Wendy's, there was like a mama bear working there. You know what I'm trying to say? Like a manager who is just like super sweet, but she just does not take any crap that's going on. Like, you know, like
hell yeah, dude.
In the working thing. So it was just like, she was like the nicest lady whenever she was talking to us. But whenever somebody would get something wrong, she'd be like, "What are you doing? You know better than this." Like, it was like the most wholesome thing ever. But she was just like a Southern belle, just taking care of the business, you know? And I'm like, man, that's awesome. Like, I love seeing that, like, not in a bad way, but just nice, but don't frick around, you know?
Yeah.
That type of deal.
Nice and no bullshit. Like,
yeah,
that's the way, yeah.
That was a great experience. Like we have one of the nicest Wendy's in our county.
I'm
like,
jealous.
I'm sorry.
Man, there was a Wendy's. It wasn't in Myrtle Beach, but it was in like one of the surrounding cities. And that Wendy's, you said C-tier Wendy's. This was literally a C-tier Wendy's. South Carolina, as Jared knows, is one of the states that does like leather grades on the outside of restaurants. And this Wendy's had a C forever. Anytime I ever went to the Wendy's, it had a C.
God, I'm so glad you picked up on that. Was exactly what I'm talking about with the C tier. Like the actual, like, yeah.
Did they try to integrate the rating into their advertising? So like the C is like the beginning of like chicken nuggets here.
The thing that was impressive is that, you know, that never got fixed, and the restaurant never like lost business. They were around forever. And I'm like, that's incredible.
I guess it's because like when you're going to a fast food joint, you're like you look at that health grade and you're like, that's normal for a place like this.
Well, the other thing is I don't know for certain, but I feel like in South Carolina you have to get it back to an A. Like they'll give you a C and they'll put it on the window, but you have to get it back to an A. And what that would insinuate, what that insinuates is that on multiple occasions over the years, this Wendy's just repeatedly fell to C, which is very bad.
Yeah. I would love to look at the history of like their grades going from like CA, 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 CA.
Yeah, they're definitely not getting a scholarship. That's for sure.
They only went to A when they absolutely had to.
they were putting on a good like look for it.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Halloween. Did you guys do anything for Halloween?
I streamed, and I did not play drums for 3 hours.
Spooky! I'm going to
Dude.
stream for 3 hours and not play drums.
All right, let me explain. I sat at a drum kit for 3 hours on Halloween, but I did not play the drums because the entire time I added a little friend to the stream. It was my Vaporeon mascot Dit Snow, but it was a witch, and we had the witch TTS from TTS Monster going, and it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. And I literally did not play drums for 3 hours straight.
Because you're laughing.
Yeah, because I was laughing that hard, and they just didn't stop. Like the entire freaking stream, they just did not stop doing it. It was really funny. Oh God, I love TTS Monster. Have y'all used that yet?
No.
Dude, it's like phenomenal.
Yeah, I want to
It's,
use it for something, but I don't have any like animation or anything for it yet. So
I got you. Yeah. You add that with VTS Pog, and then you can have like something moving on your screen every time it talks. It's so well made. It does make my camera break though.
Where does it get get the voices from?
They have I can't remember exactly how they do it. But like the witch voice is like programmed in, and it has Brian, like the regular TTS voice from Stream Elements or whatever. It has a bunch of different ones that it does.
I guess I'm wondering like how like the voices are sourced, like if it's like people's voices that didn't like sign up to be AI.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I am not entirely sure. I know that they have a Biden one and like an Obama one. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure how it works. I think the witch one might be because you have to pay more for like the AI voices or whatever. But I think the witch one is just like a regular TTS bot. I think. I don't know. That's the only one that I use specifically is the witch. I did have Biden on my stream, and him saying Biden blast is pretty freaking funny. But yeah.
Did anyone else do anything for Halloween?
I had COVID, so no.
I mean,
that's
so
probably
kind
the
of,
spookiest.
yeah.
That's probably the spookiest night of them all.
We literally like put out a like just a giant mixing bowl full of candy. We're like, yeah, just take a bunch, and we just kept an eye on it. And we would open the door to look for the cat, and that was about it. But like we didn't interact with any person basically.
I played The Sims with crowd control.
That was fun. I mean, how did that go?
It went pretty well. I died twice. Several people died. I lost like 3 people in one fire because they couldn't reach the fire to put it out, but they stood right next to it, and then the fire spread to them.
Oh.
Erica handed out candy, and we had gotten like we were going to be the cool house. We didn't get the full size candy bars, but we got a frick ton of candy, like 40 pounds worth of candy, like big bags from Costco. And we were giving out handfuls. And what was funny though is during the cast, Erica messages me and she's like, it's like 30 minutes in, and they're only allowed to like trick or treat around here for 2 hours. It's 30 minutes in and we've had no visitors. I'm like, what? We have 40 pounds of candy to give away. We need to give this away. But luckily everybody started showing up around like the 7 o'clock mark instead of like 6. So yeah, we gave away all of it except for like a couple of pieces. It was kind of nuts.
The way you said handfuls made me think where it's like, yeah, we got 40 pounds of candy. We started giving out ham.
Yeah, the candy's for us, the ham's for the guests.
I mean, I would stop at your house if there was ham. Just like a nice.
It's like a deli. It's like a deli slice of ham, like cut at like the 4 or 5 thickness. Like from you know they got like the thickness when you get like ham slices.
Yeah,
it's like it's a thick slice of ham that you're putting in these kids' bags.
I mean, I was thinking more like a slice, like a very thick slice of baked ham that you'd get like from a buffet.
Oh yeah, where it's got like that
juice,
that like mesh pattern on the outside.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. The mesh pattern on ham.
I don't know what it's actually called.
Do you mean like the skin?
No, because they like have the little ropes around it.
Yeah, I was gonna say the skin doesn't come that way.
Yeah, it's like cooked with ropes around it.
Have you ever seen a pig that looked that lumpy as square?
I'm not looking at that
In
many pigs,
Minecraft,
so
maybe.
I can't tell
Minecraft,
you.
maybe.
Yeah, Steve.
I mean, I'm just saying that like when you reach adulthood, things change for you. Like you don't care so much about. I mean, candy's still great, but for me personally, I would be so down to trick or treat in a neighborhood where everyone's like, "We're gonna give you like cold cuts and cheese."
like a charcuterie
It's a
board. type
charcuterie
deal.
trick or treat.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. That
Yeah.
is such a fascinating idea. Like you stop at like one house and they're like pouring you wine. I'm like, that's like adult Halloween.
You're
So
only
that
gonna
would
make it a
happen in,
couple
like,
houses though if you're not careful.
Yeah, every house is pouring you wine. Oh my god.
Like
You know what? You know what you could do? That'd be like trick or treating at the Raleigh cult enclave there. Like once you get that all settled.
trick or charcuterie. I love that. That's great.
Trick or charcuterie.
We
Frick.
so for Halloween here, Haley did a party and we mostly just hung out. In fact, we decided it was a PJ party. So like everyone just was very relaxed after Extra Life because we were all still tired. And we watched the original 1970s Halloween film.
Yeah,
which
that's a
I
good
think
one.
maybe none of us had ever seen in its entirety. Only ever like caught bits and pieces on television.
That is an enjoyable movie.
And it's good. It's not scary at all.
No, it is not.
Like it's I don't know if it's not scary just because we compare it to today's standards of like entertainment and what horror is, or
it's like a suspense movie more than anything.
it is. It is
Like
a
Michael's
suspenseful
barely
film.
in the movie.
Correct. Yeah. It's worth watching because it is a classic and like it affected the horror genre so much. Like it's an important film, but man, it's a suspense film. It's not a horror at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's more like a thriller, I would say, rather than horror.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Roommate's
then
showing
I
me
learned
the Saw franchise.
there's a bunch of other Halloween films, but you don't. There's multiple timelines, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. There's too many films.
There are a lot of timelines for Halloween. Just watch something that
my
makes perfect
God.
sense, like Saw.
Yeah.
My favorite comedy series, Saw.
Saw
Is the
Saw
Saw
1,
films?
Saw 1 and 2 are fairly interesting. I haven't seen past those yet, but like they're I'd say those are more suspense than horror as well. I mean, there's like body horror and like gore and,
Saw
like, gross-
1's definitely more suspense, but with like some body horror. Saw 2 less suspense, more body horror. 3 onwards, the plot goes out the window in the third one onwards, and they're just like, it's all they just won't come for the traps.
That's what my roommate was telling me. But like the thing is though is that like Saw 1 and 2 do a really good job at like setting up because like I guess like sort of spoilers for like the first 2 Saw movies, but they do this thing where like they have like these big reveals at the end.
Oh no,
and they
that's
give
in
you, like,
every Saw movie. Every single Saw
Okay.
movie has a big reveal at the end.
But they give you, at least in Saw 1 and 2, they give you like all the clues needed to like sort of piece it together.
Yeah. I've never really been able to follow the Saw movies. Like I saw like the first one.
If you want to learn about Saw, ask me. I have seen every one of them in theaters since the third, except for like Spiral and
Dang.
Jigsaw. I saw Saw 10 in theaters like last month. I was the only person in the theater. It kicked ass. No one else was there. I was laughing my ass off and being as loud as possible. It ruled.
Yup.
Incredible.
Everyone else was watching
that's
Taylor
awesome.
Swift. I was laughing my ass off with Jigsaw. It was great.
I like
I've
to
only
imagine that
ever
they're in like
seen-
I like to imagine they're in the Taylor Swift movie and just like your theater happens to be next door and it's like they're at like I don't know what kind of part they'd be in Taylor Swift. They just hear like a chainsaw revving up from yours and you laughing your ass off in the theater next door.
I've only ever seen the first film, but the first film's like it's like a real movie. Danny Glover's in it.
Yeah.
That makes it a real movie.
No, the first movie is genuinely like very like recommendable. It's got what's his name? Carrie Lewis, the dude from
Carrie Elways.
Princess Yeah, Carrie Elways,
Yeah.
the dude from Princess Bride.
Yep.
So there's a couple well-known actors in it. Like it is an
No, it was
enjoyable movie.
like that one's great. Like that one is really good. Now have y'all seen Hostel? Any of the Hostel movies?
Oh my god.
Dude, those movies are perfect. Oh
Yeah,
my god.
there's one thing from Hostel 1. Like I fell asleep during a bit of it, but there's one scene I remember distinctly that I'm like, oh, it made me wince. And it's where the dude starts walking and then his like Achilles heel splits in half. I'm like, oh, that rules,
Yep.
but that's fucked up.
Yeah, Hostel goes above and beyond. For
If you
the
think
gore.
Saw is like torture porn, wow, Hostel is torture porn.
Hostel is actually that. like Saw wishes it was as brutal as Hostel. Like that's how good, like, crazy Hostel is.
Yeah, don't. I can't recommend Hostel unless you're really like, yeah, screw it, gore, let's go.
Yeah, like there are some scenes in Hostel that they stuck with me. Like, yeah, they are
Anything
bad.
by Eli Roth is not safe for life. I gotta see what else Eli Roth has done.
True.
When I heard like about Saw X, like the first thing
this
that
is a
came to
list.
mind, the first thing that came to mind was like in another jumping the shark fashion was Jason X, where he goes to space.
To be fair, the Friday the 13th movies are kind of funny just for how stupid they get.
Yeah, Friday the 13th and Final Destination. Those two movie, like, I get, was it be genres? I don't even know. Like, those are like, I'm just like, man, people die in the weirdest freaking ways in these movies, especially Final Destination.
I want to
The Final
change up.
Destination films are truly wonderful.
I want to change up the soundtrack in the Final Destination movies and see if it watches like a Jackass episode.
Dude, yeah, I bet it does. Like, yeah, just right whenever the someone's about to die, it's just like,
Yeah, you replace it with like rock, like hard rock, and like and that like that would be great.
I think Final Destination.
Someone said put in Ed Ed Netty music,
dude, yeah.
and like Ed Ed Netty sound effects.
Like, oh my god, man! I need to see that. I need to see that happen. Like,
Final Destination hits different, I think, than Saul does. Saul strikes me as something that is truly like torture porn, and Final Destination is genuinely funny because there's not like there's no one like trying to kill these people. It's just like
It's
fate
just
or whatever.
God. God just wants them to die.
God's very mad at them, and the way in which they are killed is so bonkers that
over
it
the
ends
top.
up being hilarious. My parents really enjoyed the Final Destination film, and one of the reasons is because they're like, it doesn't even make any sense, and I was like, I agree, guys.
have y'all seen This Is the End?
No,
The
No,
movie with
like, that's-
shoot, I can't remember his name. Simon Pegg.
No, I'm sorry. That's The World's End. This Is the End is the movie with like all the really good celebrities. I can't remember, like Michael Cera's in it.
Seth Rogen, James
Yeah, Seth
Franco,
Rogen.
Jonah Hill,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. So that is basically like the way that
Is it a
that
comedy?
yeah, the way that Michael Cera dies in that reminds me of freaking
Final Destination.
Final Destination. He's just like, oh no. That's so funny. Sorry, spoilers, but I mean that movie came out in like 2013, 14. So
yeah. Congratulations to This Is the End. It's celebrating its 10th anniversary this year.
Let's go. Oh my
For some
god.
reason, when I think of Final Destination, I think of like the villain death scene from Oliver and Company, where like the train comes and hits him.
I've never seen that movie actually.
I've
seen parts of it.
Because we were talking about like the thing with like the Ed and Netty sound effects, and it just has like that perfect cut where it's like he sees where it's like the light is like coming at him and like his eyes go wide and like that look of like shock but defeat, and then like the train just hits him.
Could have just moved 3 feet to the left. You'd been fine.
No, he had just wrestled off a like there was no time. Like he had just wrestled off an animal.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I've never seen it, so I wouldn't know. That one, like all of the movies in the Shaun of the Dead series are god tier. Like
Shaun
that
of the
one.
Dead or Dawn of the Dead?
Sean.
Sean.
How many are in the Shaun of the Dead series?
There are three.
Three.
Right?
Or or they're not all like zombie movies, right? It's like
No,
there's like a little
Yeah,
there's like
it
a
was.
subtitle for the trilogy of films. They're not all related technically, but I think the recurring themes they have Simon Pegg, the other dude whose name I can never remember, and
Nick Frost, and
Yes.
they were directed by
Edward-
Will Wright.
Edward.
Edward-
Edgar Wright, the guy who did.
Edgar Wright, yeah. Yeah.
Will Wright was SimCity.
It's the Cornetto trilogy. Thank you, chat.
Three
Yeah, Cornetto.
flavors Cornetto. Yeah.
Yeah.
The greater good.
Yeah,
I love Hot Fuzz.
God. Yeah, Hot Fuzz was fantastic. I enjoyed The World's End a lot. Like, I've heard that people kind of like on that one, but I did like The World's End a lot. It was fun. I wasn't expecting like how it was going to end.
I didn't know these movies
But-
had flavors to describe them. Like if you click on the article that Dan just linked in our chat, it says Shaun of the Dead's Cornetto flavor is strawberry, Hot Fuzz's flavor is Classico, and The World's End's flavor is mint.
What the hell is Classico?
I have no idea.
I'm gonna.
You're gonna have
assume
to
it's
ask
vanilla.
him.
Vanilla. There's no chocolate Cornetto.
Mm. I want to go back and watch The World's End again, man. I enjoyed that movie a lot. A lot more than I thought I did.
I didn't see. Actually, I don't even think I saw the actual end of Shaun of the Dead. I think I saw like up to the last 10 minutes and then had to stop for some reason.
That's the end of Shaun of the Dead is really good.
Yeah, Holmick had me watch Hot Fuzz with him, and watching that movie with Holmick was a freaking banger.
Hot Fuzz is funny.
crap's
It's messed
funny.
up.
Yeah.
It's funny.
That movie's hilarious, dude.
God, the goose chasing scene is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
That's one that I still haven't seen, but we're in the process of, well, it's not every Saturday, but on Saturday afternoons we've tried to get the entire Raleigh collective together to watch something in the afternoon, and we've watched quite a few things. Most recently, we watched what's it called? Isle of Dogs? Is that?
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah, Isle of Dogs.
Yeah,
Isle of Dogs.
It was Dan's pick, and Dan chose that. Dan's seen it before, but I don't know if the rest of us had, and it was really good.
It's a
Is that
really
the-
good movie.
Is that
It's
the
a-
stop motion?
Yeah, it's a stop motion.
Yeah.
It's.
It's got, like,
I think
George
it's the same
Clooney
director as
in
the
it.
same
Fantastic
director
Mr. Fox?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. What is his name? God, he had.
My my mind went to Kirk Herbstreit, who does commentary for college football.
Wes Anderson. Thank you again,
Wes
chat.
Anderson.
Appreciate
I don't know where I
Yeah.
got Kirk Herbstreit from.
Speaking of freaking ridiculous horror movies, have y'all seen Slither?
No.
That sounds familiar.
That movie is a comedy. Like that movie lives rent free in my brain, and I hate it.
I looked at the poster for Slither, and for a second I thought it was the poster for Teeth, and I was like, "Oh my god, why did you watch this?"
Yeah, I haven't seen Slither, but I have seen Teeth.
Dude, James Gunn was unhinged on Slither. I freaking love that movie, man. I knew
What the hell are
like,
these creatures? They don't look
Yeah.
like. The name Slither made me think it was going to be about snakes, but these are like leeches.
they're like aliens. They're actually like aliens, and they take over planets, dude. It's freaking ridiculous. It is a definite comedy horror film. Like, it is funny as hell.
Did they intend it to be a comment? Oh yeah, they did intend it. To
Yes,
be a comedy.
they did. Freaking, like, it was like, well, yeah, that was the first one done by James Gunn. Holy frick, that makes a lot of sense as to why I like
His
that.
directorial debut.
Wow, I didn't know it was James Gunn until just now. No wonder why I like basically everything made by James Gunn, honestly. Not just the like Marvel movies either. Like I've enjoyed a lot of his stuff.
Like the Scooby-Doo movies?
Yeah, I enjoyed the Scooby-Doo movies. I remember them, you know. I don't know if they're masterpieces of cinema, but you know, I do remember them.
I like the scene from
Remembering a movie is like the start. That's the
Yeah.
thing. It's very important.
I do like that one scene from Looney Tunes Back in Action where they're in like the Warner Brothers cafeteria and it's like animated Shaggy and Scooby confronting Matthew Lillard. Like, you made me out to be a total space cadet, dude.
I have not watched a lot of Scooby-Doo content. The only real Scooby-Doo content that I really liked was Zombie Island. Like
Zombie Island was good.
Yeah.
Witch's Ghost was really good too.
I love the ones with all the wrestlers because that one's always funny. Because
Oh yeah,
Dude.
oh
John
my god,
Cena
they had
jumps
so many
off of a
crazy-
mountain. His theme song's
Yeah.
playing, and he shoves a boulder out of the way. It's fucking great.
I've seen
Scooby-Doo
that.
has had so many
Burr, burr,
crossovers.
burr.
Yeah, that one's great. Freaking oh dang it! So the casting for the first actual Scooby-Doo movie, like the casting was perfect. I would say, like the dude who played Shaggy was literally Shaggy. I love that.
That was Matthew Lillard in the first.
That was,
Scooby-Doo
yeah,
movie,
Matthew
right?
Lillard was in both live action movies, 1 and 2, and like that's what got him the role
And-
to voice him after Casey Kasem retired.
Yeah,
Who
Yeah,
played,
that's so
there
nuts.
was somebody in between Casey Kasem and Matthew Lillard. I
Was
think.
I don't know.
dude. Yeah, the song "Terror Time" from freaking Scooby-Doo and Zombie Island, man, that was so good. That had like a lasting impact on me because like it was rare that you heard like basically like metal in an animated show most of the time, and that just really stuck with me as a kid.
I don't know how you pronounce his last name, but like Scott Ines voiced Shaggy from 1998 to 2009.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, man, Terror Time stuck with me, dude. I got to play that on Cast about a year ago, and sadly, I'm too afraid to play it again because of the fact that it's owned by Warner Brothers. But God, getting to jam that out on the drums like a decade or like two later after hearing that song for the first time, that was just fun.
Which song?
I
was
have
it?
heard the extended version. Yeah, Terror Time from Scooby-Doo and Zombie Island.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah,
Warner Music Group. You do not. If you're a YouTuber, you do not mess with them. Even going as far back as like the late 2000s, you do not mess with Warner Music
Nope.
Group on like with any content.
you don't mess with Warner, Sony, or
Universal.
Or the mouse.
Universal. Or the mouse. Yeah, you don't touch Disney. No. I don't even like thinking about Disney music on my stream. I'm afraid that Mickey Mouse is going to come tan my hide for thinking about freaking Disney music.
I
God.
remember when The Mandalorian was first getting started, people that were partnered with Maker were actually forbidden by contract from calling Grogu Baby Yoda.
Wow.
What?
Yep.
Incredible.
Yep. Copyright law is weird.
But
I
wait,
know
isn't
a lot
Baby
about
Yoda?
it. Well, I mean, they should have just let him be Baby Yoda, honestly. They shouldn't have given him a name.
Well, I mean, like he's not like a reincarnation of Yoda. I haven't seen The Mandalorian.
No, but I mean, that's what he was. God, it was very marketable. Like he was a very marketable character.
Yeah.
Yes, Glup Shido does in fact have an actual name that's not just Baby Yoda. I don't know where calling him Glup Shido came from, but it makes me laugh every time I see it because it's so fucking
So,
dumb.
Is that
I
his
learned that.
name?
No,
That's
Grogu is
not
his
his
name.
name.
Grogu is his
Grogu
actual
is his
name.
name, yeah.
Grogu's his actual
Yeah.
name, but like the internet kept referring to him as Glup Shido for some reason, and it just kind of took off.
I learned that from watching Jules stream freaking oh god, whenever he was doing his Banjo-Kazooie speedrun stuff, he would call the green one Glup every time, and it was just the funniest thing ever to me.
I have never heard Glup Shido before, and I love that. That's an incredible name.
Ari in chat earlier said
that
it
sound-
might have been a Tumblr thing.
It sounds like a name I'd give to one of my Pokemon trainers.
Yeah, it was the green Jinjo he called Glup.
Glup Shido is the Scrimblow Bimblow of Star Wars. That was it. Yeah, because there
It's
were
like-
like 3 platformer characters are Scrimblow Blimblow. However
It's
you
like
say it.
Max Rebo, right? Everyone loves Max Rebo. I would, you know what? Yeah, Max Rebo, Salacious Crumb, and Glup Shido should all get together and form a band.
Salacious Crumb.
Salacious
It
Crumb,
sounds like
yeah.
all of these are band names.
I don't
Oh,
remember.
man.
Is Salacious Crumb in Jabba's palace? He's like this like weird like rat thing. This like small rat thing.
I think.
He is okay.
Yeah, I've never heard the name Salacious Crumb. I had
Dude,
no idea
Star
that
Wars
was actually
names
a character.
are wild. They're so good.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Every single one of those characters has to have a name, I guess. Like, well, maybe they do, maybe they don't. They never reference Salacious Crumb by name, but he has a name.
To be fair, let's not forget that the name of the music that they play in the cantina is and was renamed from Jizz music. So.
Jizz music, yeah.
I love that so much.
That's not what I want to think about during orgasm.
What did they rename it to? Jats music or something like that?
Jats sounds right, yeah.
JATZ.
Sorry, chat's just cracking me up, man. Oh man. I didn't know that it was called that before.
Oh no! Sorry to find out here of all places.
I'm also 13 at heart, so it just freaks me out.
Listen, if you get like the album, if you get the album of Jizz music, you'll definitely have Jizz hands.
Stop. Oh, frick, that got me. I did not know that. That's a cursed piece of information.
There's like a dude from Star Wars playing music on the street, and people are like, there's that one music buff walking around. It's like, dude, he's jizzing.
Ew. You need to get that checked. You would have known that if I was here on the last episode.
I'm sorry, Prowl245. Hey y'all, let's go to the Jizz Hall.
Gonna throw up. Wait. Is it right there next to penis music? I hope so.
Oh my god.
God dang it.
All in one album. That was from Megamind, right? Like that, or like the scene that they use for penis music is from Megamind, but it's not from Megamind.
That's the music is actually from, oh god, like something Fox. I can't remember his freaking name, but he makes a lot of really ridiculous speedcore. And yeah, he basically made like a speedcore song out of the rubber band scene from Looney Tunes. Or it was like a song that was playing whenever little ants were moving. It's like bang, 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 bang.
Oh no, there was like it was a bunch of like little like rubber bands playing music, making a rubber band.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
I remember that song from an episode of Looney Tunes.
That is from Looney Tunes.
Okay.
But it's not ants though. It's just tiny rubber. It's just tiny rubber bands making music.
Oh, okay. Thank you. God, I don't know where the ants came from. Frick. I think I'm like digging into the back freaking recesses of my brain, and I'm slowly piecing together that scene. And yeah, no, that makes sense. God, if I only used my brain for, better stuff other than freaking memes.
It's only used for memes and dreams, baby.
I would love
if I put half as much effort into solving world hunger than I do into memes, then we'd be cured.
Bro, I can't remember all this philosophy. I need that spot in my brain for penis music and megalovania memes. Hello. Got to remember every freaking note of every daggone video game song ever made. God.
As a quick reminder.
What do you mean you forgot the cure to cancer? Sorry, man. Screaming Quagsire.
What's up, Steven?
I said, as a quick reminder, it was 41 minutes ago that we started the show with pooping your pants.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There's no point recapping what we've done in the past on episodes till the very end because it never makes sense. It never, even with like the actual recap that Dan gives us, it still doesn't make sense. We don't know how we got from one topic to another.
Well, I mean, sometimes the show it's not necessarily that it's wholesome. I mean, sometimes we just talk about Jared's dreams.
This is not a wholesome podcast.
Our first episode went into restaurant murders.
Yeah.
Also, frick you, Steven. All right, I heard what you said.
But also, today's episode, aside from touching on some films, I mean, we've really been in the body.
Go on.
Okay, all right, I'm invested.
No. You're missing my point.
This podcast is not sponsored, but it sounds like you're segueing into an ad read.
God, it really does, doesn't it?
What product? What product? And now
Disc Only
we're
is
going to
sponsored by
segue
Hims.
into your body. Jesus.
I'm seeing a lot of. Already seen 3 amazing brands, or 3 amazing objects that we can be sponsored by, including Trojan Corks and Depends.
Corpse is great.
we need a honey baked ham company too.
There you go. Boar's Head, where you at? We're giving out ham on trick or treat to trick or treaters.
Oh my God.
Get your ham. Get the new craze sweeping the nation. Trick or gout.
Boar's Head would be like dream sponsor for me. That's perfect. Boar's,
You just want, you just want the free meat.
I make so
I
many
need to reach
sandwiches, you
out
have
to
no
them.
idea.
I need to reach out to them because they cover, not only do they cover meat, they cover mustards. This is perfect. God.
But Boar's Head, which game should I play that would best represent your brand?
I mean,
Or a sandwich making game that isn't Subway.
Doom Eternal.
I mean, the great thing is I don't have to do like a game, right? Because I do the other show.
You can just do breakfast stream.
Well, yeah.
Super
Welcome.
Meat Boy.
Aw.
Love that.
I would totally do a stream where I just ate Boar's Head products and played Super Meat Boy. That sounds like the time of my life.
Sorry, everyone. Breakfast stream is canceled. We're moving it to noon. It's now lunch stream presented by Boar's Head.
John, we should have played Super Meat Boy music while we were out at the freaking
at
the
Bolero's?
steakhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd have been awesome. The meat,
So much meat. So much meat.
bro. So for anybody who doesn't know, while I was up in Canada, me and Erica made a trip over to Calgary, and we hung out with John, and we had a good time. It was very, very fun.
Yeah, we brought them to a local Brazilian steakhouse, so they got to have like a Brazilian barbecue in one of those places where they keep bringing meat, various types of meat to the table, and they're just like, "You want some?
Mhm.
You want it? You want it?" And they just
Kinda like
keep doing it until you tell them, "No, stop, please, for the love of God."
Kind of like a Fogo de Chao, right?
I would say more like Texas de Brazil if you've been to one of those. I think
Okay.
that's the same thing though. I don't know for sure. But yeah, we freaking we went to the casino over there too, and bro, I got my revenge on Zeus.
Right. Zeus was the story that was on the podcast 2 months ago. I forgot.
Dude, so I got my freaking revenge on Zeus. We were playing at the casino. Like John and Reese ended up walking around the casino playing their own games and stuff. And me and Erica were playing the Zeus machine that we usually do because he owes me money, and he paid out. I hit a freaking major jackpot on Zeus for the first time. It was only for like a couple $100, like $300, but we left up for the first time. Like, well, that's not entirely true because like I was popping off the entire trip, honestly. Like the first day that I went to Canada, I was up $1,000. I was like, what the freak is happening? This never happens, but that paid for like all of our extra stuff on the trip too. Like it was perfect.
God, I want
But yeah,
so badly, because I doubt wherever Coliseum is going to be held next year is going to be close to a casino. I so badly want to do a bumper where like you're walking through a casino and like you turn and there's the Zeus machine, and it like Tarantino whip crack zooms in on your eyes, and then Tarantino whip crack zooms in on the Zeus mascot's eyes.
dude. I will
don't
tell
think
you
can film in
though.
a casino.
No, I don't think you can.
No.
Unless you have permission from like either the owner
casino,
or like the
yeah.
board. Yeah. But like John, watching Reese hit that pig jackpot on that high bet was one of the most wonderful things
she pulled it
I've
off
ever
again
seen.
in Vegas too when she went to Vegas.
Did she? No, I
got
did.
it, yeah.
I did not hear it. That was awesome. Oh my god.
What game was this? Was this a slot?
It's Rake and Bacon is what it's called, and there's a like a pig. It's like a what is it called? Like a
Piggy bank.
the bank, piggy bank. There we go, piggy bank. And over time, like he just gets filled up with coins or whatever. And every now and then, he'll explode or whatever, and then you get a bonus. But there's also another bonus, and the way that we do casino games is me and Erica, we will play for a while on the lowest bet possible. Like we will put it, like, let's say we have $50 or $100, we'll put it in the machine, we'll play for a low bet for a while, right? And then before we leave, like before we were ready to either get up off that machine, or there it is right there, before we leave the machine, we will say, all right, frick it, it's time to go ham. No pun intended. And we will do a couple of spins on max bet. And sometimes we will hit it, and sometimes we won't. And that's fine, because we were willing to already lose that money. But sometimes when you do that, you end up making all the money back that you did and then some. But, you know, most of the time you don't. But whenever it does, it's a really special occasion, right? And I'm really glad that that Reese was able to hit that twice, because yeah, it's like basically you just go nuts at the very end of your thing, because it's like go big or go home at the end, but you never overspend, right? Like that's the main thing I want to get across. It's like you have a set limit, and that's where you stop no matter what. Also, I recommend if you're ever up 1,000, stop. Just overall.
That's just good life
yeah.
advice, really.
Yeah, exactly. Leave with something. But
blah, 99% of gamblers, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, exactly. No, I do not subscribe to, oh yeah, just keep playing. No, you go in with, like, if you have $100, you play that $100 knowing that you're probably going to lose it. And if you get lucky,
collateral. I have collateral.
You end up, if you lose it, you lose it. But that's all there is to it. But yeah, it's like I don't play that much. It's only whenever I go to Canada, and it's like a special treat for me and Erica while we're up there. And maybe MagFest, like the MGM Grand Casino is right there, or MGM Casino is right there, and we stopped there once. So
I've never been, but I want to go.
If you're at Mag this year, we'll take you. We'll show you the ways of the pig and Zeus.
Hell yeah!
It's
It's
a
fun.
gambling excursion
Mag
from
this year,
MagFest of all places.
Oh man, but yeah.
Listen, why wait like 5 hours to play? Well, maybe not 5 hours, but why wait to get on your favorite arcade machine when there's so many options of the exact same game over at the casino?
Why play games for free when you can spend your money?
All of it.
Yeah.
Hey, you wanted to go to merch? Never mind.
I bet my plane ticket. I'm taking a Greyhound bus back to Texas.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
But yeah, no. Like, yeah, always gamble responsibly, but don't be afraid to have a little bit of fun, you know?
Something that popped up on the fan art there for a second is something that is of equal relevance to myself and Stephen George, and that is Stephen George's poorly drawn Chikorita.
What in God's name is that?
So, Stephen, do you want to talk about the snibbling before I go on?
The snibbling.
So, back on Valentine's Day, we did a Valentine's Day party in Raleigh, and we all made Valentine's Day like card/art for each other. And I asked Haley, I was like, "What would you like me to make for you?" And she's like, "Why don't you do one of my second favorite Pokemon, Chikorita?" And I was like, "Of course, I can draw Chikorita from memory. This will be simple." And I drew something, and
you're gonna have to those of you listening to the audio podcast, you're just gonna have to Google Stephen George Chikorita just to like see what this is, because it is beyond words.
Yeah, it's one of our emotes. It's been one of our emotes for quite a while.
Since that fateful Valentine's Day, actually.
Yeah, so like that drawing has just been like magneted to Haley's fridge since February. And
Steven,
yeah.
There is not a Pokemon other than maybe Gengar that has a freaking smile like that.
Listen, we're all out here doing our best, Jared, and that was my best.
You know what? You're right. I apologize.
So last year, Haley surprised everyone at Extra Life with Snaby, which was a plush that she had made that was based on the Welk from Final Fantasy VI, because that had given me so many problems a million years ago on an Extra Life. And this year, she planned another plush, and we unveiled it during Extra Life, and it's a real life version of my Chikorita drawing, and it is wild.
Horrifying.
There's like,
It is
isn't there a
wild.
company that will take like a child's picture and turn it into a plush for them?
I mean, that
Are you playing? Are you
we have
saying
that company here, and that company is Haley.
That company is Haley.
You know what? You're not wrong.
So what was shown on the screen before was a sprite that one of my community members made for Pokemon Infinite Fusion of Steven's Chikorita, which presumably at some point will be makeable in the game at some point if you fuse two Chikorita together and select the sprite.
Incredible.
You could just have that Chikorita.
Incredible. Yeah.
Oh,
It's,
never mind. It's base Chikorita. It's a base Chikorita sprite.
Perfect.
Wild. Yeah.
man.
It was a fun time. Extra Life was like a week ago, and unlike last year where I fell asleep and pooped my pants, I'm awake and alert.
And with clean
We're proud
drawers.
of you. We're proud of you, Steven.
Thank you. I'm really like moving up in the world.
There you go.
How much did y'all raise for that?
113,000.
Frick yeah, man.
Nicely
That's
done.
good stuff.
Nicely done.
What was the name of the one that was based off of was it a DreamWorks movie? Was it Barnyard?
Barnyard.
That game was wild.
Yeah,
That game was
Barnyard.
really wild to watch.
Barnyard
Barnyard's
is
just
about
weird.
Barnyard is about squirting.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
and
to be fair, it's
I
done by the
wish-
Kung Pao guy, and he has a weird obsession with cows, so.
He does. Yeah,
All the
Steve
all the cows, regardless of gender, squirt milk.
Wasn't that a Nickelodeon show?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of DreamWorks shows.
Back
are
to the
turning
barn.
into
Cool.
Nickelodeon shows.
That I'm not having. It wasn't a fever dream. That actually existed. Awesome.
Nope, that
Okay.
existed.
Jimmy Neutron was originally a movie back at the Barnyard, which I think was animated by the same company. I think
I think so.
And I think a lot
Steve
of
Odekirk
DreamWorks
was
movies.
the director on both. The Jimmy Neutron film and also Barnyard.
Oh wow.
Oh, I didn't know DreamWorks did Jimmy Neutron.
Well, Steve Odenkirk directed it. I don't think DreamWorks did Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah, I don't know if the company behind it, but I know that he was like either the director or the writer. He was
Oh,
involved
gotcha.
in the
Okay.
process.
Oh, Barnyard was a Nick original as well.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Sorry. Yeah, I got a little bit confused there myself too. Huh. Yeah, that Barnyard had some weird animation to it.
The one thing that I remember from that show was there's like this action scene going on, and then it interrupts with like this like thing where it's like Ask Dr. Pig. And it's like the character Pig, but he's dressed up as a doctor, and he's like reading like fan mail. And he's like, here's one from Polly. Dear Pig, aren't you interrupting the scene at its most climactic point? Why, yes, Polly, I am. And then that's the end of the scene.
Yeah.
The one thing I remember from that show is the old grandpa farmer guy saying, "Sever my neck bone and take me out."
I feel like at some point I should watch the Barnyard show or something because it might mesh well with like my sense of humor. Just because Steve Odekirk is also the writer and director from Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls. It's my favorite film. And I also really like Kung Pao.
That explains
kind of curious.
so much.
Doesn't it? Doesn't it?
It really does. Wow.
Steve,
I feel like I just had an epiphany about you. Oh my god.
Yes, yes.
A glass shattering epiphany.
And Steve Odekirk was also very good friends with Jim Carrey. And growing up, I was always a very big fan of Jim Carrey and his style of humor as well. Actually, Jim Carrey's one of his first major appearances was in a Steve Odekirk film called High Strung, which is so old that it never had a DVD release. Like it's only on VHS.
Wild.
Yeah, I've never seen the film, but it's something that I want to sit down and watch. I think someone ripped it and put it on YouTube at some point, but I want to watch it at some point.
God, you saying Kung Pao reminds me of Kung Fu Hustle. Have y'all seen that movie?
I haven't seen that in so long.
Dude, Kung Fu Hustle. I actually had a PSP UMD disc of Kung Fu Hustle. I watched that movie like maybe 500 times on the PSP. I freaking adore Kung Fu Hustle so much.
UMD discs were so wild, like
Yeah.
like because they really tried to sell like the portable like viewing on the go thing.
And it was
and they
really
had-
bad.
I'm kind of wondering like how many like UMD like shows and movies ended up being like printed.
a couple hundred.
A lot.
Well,
There were like
because I remember seeing a tweet recently that was like somewhere out there's somebody that the only UMD they own is Bible Black.
My God.
There's a lot of movies and shows that are on UMD. I mean, we're in Raleigh now, but every time I'm back in Myrtle Beach, like there's a sizable like display of UMD movies and shows and stuff that Roland has in Player's Choice. And he's like, you'd be surprised. He's like, every once in a while, like a collector of the movies and shows for UMD will come in and just clear out stock. And
Wow.
I'm like, that's wild. There are people that are collecting very specifically this media format.
I mean, I can't say
If I'm
much.
not-
I have a bunch of like those TV shows on Game Boy Advance cartridge. So like,
Oh
I
my
can-
God, I forgot about those.
I can watch
dude,
a couple
those were-
episodes of SpongeBob. I think one of the Shrek movies. Some Pokemon.
What was the
episodes.
entire
resolution?
movie?
I think because
Oh.
I think Shark Tale was a movie you could get, and I'm pretty sure one of the Shreks was.
GBA
Some
video, like
GBA resolution 240 by 160.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's pretty
God.
bad.
Well, and
God.
then
On
also
top,
the
on top of
frame
that,
rate.
on top of that, the sound card is awful on that.
uh-huh. Yeah, Sonic X had them as well. Like Sonic X was on there. There were some Pokemon.
What the
Jesus,
heck were
yeah.
those called? Like GBA.
Game Boy Advance Video.
GBA video. Mm-hmm.
I believe
Uh,
Majesco
yeah,
was the
G-
company that was
GBA.
printing them.
GBA
Yeah.
video cartridges. I wonder if there's a list of all of them.
There's
GBA
some actually
video-
rare ones too. I think there's one that's like a couple $100. I think it's a Pokemon episode. I forget.
These are well. There's a few Cartoon Network ones. There's one specifically for Kids Next Door.
There's a
Oh, some
lot
Disney
of
Channel
Nickelodeon.
ones.
God,
were a lot of them.
speaking of
Yeah, there is. Wow. And then Pokemon.
speaking of that, have y'all ever heard of hit clips?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, those were the biggest scam. You bought the $30 hit clips player, and then you could buy the little hit clips thingies that were also $10, and then you got like half of maybe minute.
You got the
Oh,
chorus of a
Dancing
song.
Queen.
You got the chorus
You
of a
got,
song, basically.
you got Dancing Queen by ABBA that would just play over and over and over again, dude. God.
You know it'd be better. You know what's better than Hit Clip? Tooth Tunes. What's
I
Tooth
was
Tunes?
just waiting
Tooth
for it.
Tunes. It's a toothbrush where as you're brushing, it plays sound waves into your teeth of great songs, not necessarily great songs.
of songs.
of songs.
Dude.
And but the song only goes on for as long as you need to brush, and it goes on for 2 minutes.
I was always afraid of those as a kid. Like I didn't want anything being beamed directly into my audio audio nerves, right?
Well, listen, you get those people that pick up like radio signals in their fillings. So like
Yeah.
this is the logical next step.
It doesn't make me any less scared of it.
Yeah.
I think it's very difficult maybe for like a younger generation to understand how weird music was, because now everything is just available streaming on any device
Yeah.
at any time. But for the longest time, that's not how this worked. If you wanted to hear a song, you drove to the store and you bought the album that it was on. And if they didn't have the album, then you were just out of luck.
Unless it
You-
played
you
randomly
Called
on
your
the radio.
station.
Yeah, you pop in the you couldn't even like pop in a tape, like a cassette in there to record it. You had to pop in a cassette into a recorder and then hold
Yeah.
it up to the radio to record it if you wanted it off the radio.
Like
Yeah.
tech now is just so wild to me, and I love it. I'm so happy to live in like a time where there's just like thing after thing after thing is just coming out, and it's just ridiculous. Like I mean, whenever I was younger, I was blown away by a CD player, right? Like I wasn't really around too much for like cassettes or anything, but I remember listening to freaking Green Day Basket Case for the first time in my uncle's car whenever he came down for a visit one time, and I thought that was the freaking bomb. Like I lost my mind over that because like I was like maybe 6 or 7, and my uncle comes down with his brand new car with his CD player, and nobody had a CD player in my family at that point until my uncle came down, and that was just freaking awesome, man. Oh, I remember that, dude.
Do you know how old you were when that was?
I do not know. I'd have to look up the release day of Basket Case by Green Day. I don't know.
That
off the
should
top of
be
my head.
like 94.
I was probably 4 years old. Whatever it is, just that's how old I was because I was born in 90.
Wow, dead on.
So-
February 1st, 94.
Nice. So that is one of my like formative memories as a kid is listening to Basket Case or Green Day Basket Case. I remember that from when I was
The full
4
album
years
or
old.
just
What
the song Basket Case? Because the album's name is Dookie.
Yeah, just the song itself. Because like I didn't really get to listen to all of it, but I do remember listening to it. So freaking cool.
The greatest invention to somebody who was sick of listening to like cassettes and didn't have a CD player in the car was that car cassette adapter where it's like a cassette tape with an auxiliary cord coming out of it.
Yeah.
And you could plug it into your CD player and it would just play through the cassette. That was magic to me.
Dude,
I
do you
had
remember?
no idea how that worked, and it was like, and I still don't know how it works, and I don't want to care. That is childhood magic to me.
Did you ever have one that was like that plugged into the like the car the cigarette lighter,
the
but it
Bluetooth
was
adapter? The one
yeah.
that, like, sends a
Well,
radio
not even
signal?
Bluetooth. It was radio. It was actually like
tuned to
you
a
listen
radio
to it on
station.
AM.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those kind
it would
of
beam its own it would beam like its own radio signal out, and you'd set it to a specific station. Yeah,
exactly. Like those kind of sucked, but they were still really freaking cool back
I remember
in the day.
hooking up my iPod to my mom's car with that because they didn't have an auxiliary port on their car. So
Our family never had an auxiliary port in any of the cars and never even had a CD player. So we always had to use those tape adapters. But we also just had a lot of tapes because like growing up, we had tons of cassette tapes. Like my parents just had a bunch. And when I was a kid, I remember going to school and I had my own personal like tape player, not a Walkman, but like the same sort of thing. But it did not have rewind.
Oh wow.
It only had like play and pause and fast forward. And if I wanted to hear a song again, I had to flip the tape over and fast forward and then flip it back. And that was my childhood. We did not get a CD player at all until I was probably like 8 or 9. And what we got was a karaoke machine. My grandfather bought us a karaoke machine, and it had a CD player in it. And we were all like, but we don't have any CDs. And then my dad did a radio contest where he had to be like the first person to call in. And he got a CD of Clint Black's Delectrified. And that was the first CD anyone in our home owned, the country singer Clint Black.
Wow.
And we would play that and we're like, this is so neat. It's on a disc.
Man.
We had a lot of old technology for a long time.
I remember my mom ended up getting an SUV whenever we were older, and she had a 6-disc changer in that car, and we were just blown away by that. Like we just did not even know how to handle that crap, man. Oh my god, that was cool. And then I don't know if anybody has ever gone to a website called Nintendo MIDI Music before.
yeah.
You have. Okay, good. I'm not the only one. Because I found that website the first time that my parents ever got a computer that had the internet. That website and a bunch of fake Pokemon cheat websites. I remember those. But I remember NintendoMidiMusic.com or whatever it was. I listened to that so much because like I was in love with video game music, but I had no way of listening to it other than in the games itself. So going back and listening to stuff from like Mega Man 1, 2, and 3 for the first time since I played it on the SNES or NES, actually, like it just, oh my God, it freaked me up. I was like, I am so happy.
Oh my God, you unlocked a memory for me.
Yeah.
So like the first CD we ever owned was Clint Black, but back in the day when Nintendo Power had the little catalog that came with it, and you got the stamps,
Yeah.
and you had to, and you ordered like stuff from the catalog.
Mm-hmm.
I had ordered, after we had the CD player, they still had old stock of the Play It Loud CD, which had music from like F-Zero and like what's the baseball game? Ken Griffey Jr.'s baseball. Like it had all these different tracks from like 5 or 6 different games. And I ordered that, and I think that was like my second CD I ever owned, and I still have it. That was how I listened to video game music, was just on that CD.
Whenever I got my first CD player ever, the main CDs that I listened to were System of a Down. Which one was it? I think it was just I can't remember. It's the one with Prison Song on it.
Oh, that's Toxicity.
Toxicity.
Yeah.
It's track 1 on Toxicity.
Yeah, Toxicity.
They're gonna build a prison. They're gonna build a prison for you and me.
Dude, my God. I used to work out whenever I was younger just to Prison Song, and I remember freaking just going at it, man. I listened to that CD until it broke. And then I remember I actually burned a CD on my parents' computer because I played Stepmania a lot whenever I was younger. I still do, but my mom didn't want me downloading Stepmania onto the laptop. I did it anyways. I'm sorry, Mom. But what was funny is that the laptop ended up becoming my gaming machine because my mom saw that I was super happy with it. But I took a lot of the songs from Stepmania and burned them to a disc, and I had a lot of fun with that. And then I remember my parents got me a iPod Nano, the freaking like the glass faced black iPod Nano with 4 gigabytes of space in it. That was a formative item in my life. That right there. I loved that freaking thing, man. Let me tell you.
God, I still use my iPod. I love that thing.
I carried that thing around everywhere.
I hope you guys are enjoying the podcast where we talk about dated technology that we grew up with and thought was magic. Despite the fact that we are
I can bring up
living in the
Columbia
future.
Record House if you want me to, because that's where I got my first CDs.
That's where Mal got like all her first things too.
When Steven was talking about that he couldn't rewind a tape, it reminded me of something, and I had to look it up to make sure it existed, and it did. Does anyone remember the DVD rewinder?
Yep.
DVD rewinder. No.
I've heard of it. I've never had it.
So it was essentially a scam because you didn't need to rewind DVDs. So like it was just like a plastic thing that you put your DVD on, you pressed a button and it would spin and it'd be like, all right, your DVD is rewound.
So stupid. Also, there was a comment in chat that said, "Man, you guys are old." I'm like, yeah, you'll be here someday. Don't worry, you'll be here. You'll be talking about the same
way tech
stuff.
has evolved now, or it evolves now versus when we were young. It's like it's not quite the same. It's not as shocking anymore.
Well, here's the thing though. We're probably gonna get to the point. Maybe it's gonna be like, oh man, I remember when we had streaming services for it instead of just thinking about what song we wanted to hear and then hearing it.
Like I'm of the mind of I'm really happy with how things like are in the terms of the fact that like you can literally go and look up whatever you want to on your cell phone right now. I love that. But at the same time, I also literally today, I went and bought a little I don't even know what type of notebook this is, but it's a little pocket notebook. It's a True Red pocket notebook. It's like a 4x6. And I'm using this now to keep notes because it keeps me offline. Because sometimes you just get distracted every time you try to go and do something on your phone. And I'm just like, man, sometimes I just want to write down my thoughts and not be bombarded with Twitter notifications, or whatever. And I used to I used to write down everything in a Discord thing, and I still do. I still do that for my dream journal and stuff like that. But for random thoughts and things of that nature, I'm really learning that taking time offline is so nice. It's so nice, especially whenever you work online all the time.
Mhm.
And I love my job, don't get me wrong. But whenever I'm like, whenever I'm not streaming, I'm like, man, I kind of just want to draw in a analog sketchbook or write in an analog notebook. And I know that's such a weird thing to even think about, right? It's like, of course you could do that, but not many people do, not very many people do stuff analog anymore. And I'm kind of the mind that I want to kind of bring that back a little bit, Jared has learned about touching grass. Yeah, basically. Yeah. But no, I'm just like, I'm really excited to kind of like try out these new analog based things. Like I'm still going to use my cell phone and stuff like that because I need to be able to contact my wife, and I like being able to look up stuff on the whim. But it's just there's something so simple. I'm holding it in my hands right now. I'm like, there's just something so simple about just having like a $5 notebook that you can keep with you and write down stuff in, I don't know. It's just weird.
So what you're saying is you're going completely off the grid.
No, I'm staying on the grid, but I have like a vacation home. If that makes sense.
I don't think. So like old technology in some way is coming back as a niche interest, and it's like a younger generation thing too. Like there's a lot of people that are super interested in getting audio cassettes or VHS tapes, but like paper,
kind of like in the same way as vinyls.
Yes,
Yeah.
vinyls is probably what started everything, right? But like paper and pen is always going to be a thing. Like I have a hard time believing that we're ever going to be like, well, I don't write things anymore. Like everyone still writes things. Although
Yeah.
I
I
have
did
bad
realize
news.
recently.
We're out of trees for paper.
Oh, no.
Oh, frick.
I did realize recently that I don't remember how to write cursive.
I don't either. The only thing I can really write are the letters of my name.
Yeah, I
remember how to
can
write.
kind of get through it, but
I remember how to write cursive, but capital letters give me issue.
Yeah. Well, I sucked at cursive to begin with. Like I was just bad at it to begin with, so I never really learned.
I'll make it feel real weird because I know how to write cursive, no problem, and I do not use pen and paper that often.
I know how to do like T, F, and O, and I remember that Q. You just draw the number 2.
Well, John, when you write, do you write in cursive?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why is because when you write.
Sometimes I know there was a small period of time where it was weird where I would start writing a word in cursive and then I would switch to just writing them as just like standard letters. So like it was like I write like
okay.
TH and then suddenly it switches to like E and like for like the. I'm just like, whoa, what happened there? And I had to like click my brain back to doing actual cursive. Like I prefer typing. Absolutely, my dream journal is typing. My actual journal is typing, but on like a dedicated computer that doesn't go online. Like just stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was younger and cursive was like cursive or penmanship, whatever they called it, like that was a class. I received perfect marks in it. Like I was really dedicated to it, something that was important. Like I wanted to be good at it. And then the minute that we didn't have to write in cursive anymore, I just started writing in like all caps print. And I did that for the rest of my life. And now that it's been like over 20 years of me doing that, going back and trying to do cursive is impossible because I'm like, I don't even remember what the letters are supposed to look like.
You're making me want to literally bust out like a pen and paper right now and just write out a sentence.
Do it. I'm infecting y'all with the analog writing. Do it.
Please, I do enough fucking writing as is now because my damn dream journal.
Dude, I know. Like, well, what's funny is like I was keeping like a writing journal, gratitude journal, and a dream journal in regular books, but I find it so much easier to do it in that Discord server on my phone when I wake up. Like I'm able to dictate it, right? Like talk it. So that helps a lot to get it just out of my brain before it disappears. But for other stuff, like while I'm going around and like, doing things, if I have like a thought or something I need to do, like a to-do list or anything like that, I'm really excited to do it in this little notebook. Like it's just cute. I like it. It's a little green notebook.
Steven's right. I actually can't remember how to do certain letters now in cursive anymore. I tried to write Steven's name and I wrote a G, capital G instead of a capital S.
Yeah, it's and
S is weird. It's like you're drawing an 8.
It's like kind of sad that you can't, but also it doesn't matter. Like if it means something to the person, then sure, like you can practice. But if you lose that skill, when I lost it, I was like, okay.
I'm sorry. In chat, everyone's saying Gativan.
Gativan George.
That's
like
me.
Gativan skewered.
Gativan Sorge.
That's actively gonna bother me now. I just want you to know that. I'm gonna lose sleep over that tonight. I'm gonna dream of writing in cursive tonight.
I have to remember how to write cursive right now.
Go lucid and practice it in a dream, John. Do it. You won't.
Oh no, dude! I haven't even told you, dude. Like, so when Jared was here, I recapped all my dreams, and so I don't think I've talked about this in Disc Only, but my viewers are more than aware of it. I've had super vivid dreams for the last 2.5 months now, and about a month and a half ago, this reoccurring girl kept showing up in my dreams. At the time that Jared had been at my house, she had shown up in 12 dreams. It is now 19. So like
many dreams.
That she is showing up in a lot and constantly like messing with me, but like something changed after Jared was here, and now like when we interact, we're like, all right, I'm gonna mess with you less, but I'm still gonna mess with you. Also, I'm gonna teach you how to dream now. I had like an actual lucid dream where I was like, I need you to teach me how to dream, and she's like, I can't be there today, but I will see you tomorrow and I'll teach you tomorrow. And then sure enough, tomorrow she showed up to teach me how to dream. It was so weird. Dreams are nuts, man.
That's just
Dreams,
sick, man.
I did have that one. I don't really like remember a lot of my dreams, but I did have one very vivid instance where, as I was waking up, I very clearly heard a female voice say, "I can't."
Well, at least you didn't hear a female voice say Thunderdome.
I kind of want Jared to do that now.
All been there.
See, like, and that's the most wonderful thing about it is like you just get to enjoy. It's like enjoying life 24/7. You know, like that's how I see it.
For some reason, that Thunderdome thing is on par with maltyping in big to look up dinosaurs into Google.
The thing that I'm most mad about is that I think it worked for her. I think she found a dinosaur. Let me open up an incognito window and just type in big. Nope. Autofilled to something else. No, big. Search Google for big. It brings up the 1988 film.
You can't depend on Google search anymore. Google search sucks, man.
It really does.
You gotta have like DuckDuckGo in your pocket or Bing at this point.
Yeah.
If I go to Google Images for Big, the first few images are for the movie Big, and then I see the Notorious B.I.G. I see a Big Mac. I see a very large potato. Oh, Big Mama's house.
Yeah, it's not even Big Mama's house. It's Big Mama's house 2.
Well, it's bigger than the first film, maybe.
Giant Mama's house.
Yeah, I see that too. There's one where it's like two animals comparing big and small. Big Chungus is on there.
Big Chungus.
Yeah, I don't see a single dinosaur.
She just has Google Foo down.
Big Mango. It's like a sculpture of a mango.
Big lion and a small mouse.
Yep. Clifford the Big Red Dog.
A big potato. Little Kim.
That's the opposite of big.
She's hanging out with Notorious B.I.G. in this picture.
Oh, Big Ben.
That's fair.
Oh, well, there you go.
Big Lots.
Yep.
We're just going through Google and seeing like what images come up when we type in big.
Drones
Big
drones
Cola,
prohibited.
Big Mac. It took a while to get the Big
This
Mac.
could be a new direction for the show.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Just
Is
Google.
that we just read Google image search results
for
that's
images.
the entire
For
show.
images specifically.
For images. I think.
Oh, the
that's
Big
a great
Lebowski.
show.
Where's the money, Lebowski?
I got Big Bird. Big Hero
Brother.
6.
I got a good one. My boobs are so big that I don't even know what size they are.
It's pretty good.
How is that not
Big
my
Bird.
search results? What the hell?
I scrolled really far down. My bras are custom made and they're about to get bigger. From an article from The Sun.
He's down on page like 12. You don't go past page 1 on Google search.
There's no more pages.
You're getting
It just
desperate at that
autofills
point.
now.
I know, it autofills now, but you know what I mean. The Big Bang.
taught me.
What is this? What is there? Is it just a website called Science?
Hey, Big Yoshi.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. Science.org. How big is the average penis?
Thanks for that.
And I think it's time to wrap up the show.
Pretzel bacon beer cheeseburger. That's what I got.
Oh my God, man.
You can tell we were losing
what I
it by
learned
the end
from
here.
this.
There we go. We've hit the we've got a new segment for the show. Scroll like we type in a random word on Google image search and scroll through until we see something interesting.
I mean,
If you subscribe, we'll turn off safe search.
Guys. When I
Dan?
suggested making new segments for the show, this is not what I meant, but that's fine.
Dan, I saw what you typed in chat earlier. What we were freaking sponsored by. You don't get an out for this.
What?
What did he say?
Read where it says disc only, brought to you by.
There you go. Yeah.
No.
Disc only, brought to you by butt plugs.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, we were
Was
talking
that
about corks, and it's
Was
fine.
that in response to the cork?
Yeah, we're God. This one's been a fun episode.
This one's been a ride. All right. As I start showing a couple more video or images here, let me get the talking points for this week's episode.
I've reached the end of image searches for big.
Finally, you found the
think-
end of Google.
There was actually more Google image search results for Biggie Smalls than the Tom Hanks film, and that's a little surprising to me. The legacy that Biggie Smalls left is apparently very large,
That's the power of Super
Very
Nintendo.
like his name.
All right, talking points for this episode of Disc Only.
Did rap about the Super Nintendo.
Yeah. My accountant handles that. Talking points for this episode of Disc Only. Dave's double is worth it.
Wrong.
Seesaw, not Swift. Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville. Welcome to Death.
That's really good, Dan.
Star Wars band names.
All that jizz.
Financed by meat. My two terrible children.
What were we talking about for that one?
That's Snaby and Chick.
God,
Yeah,
there you
that's
go.
Haley literally messaged that in chat, so I thank you, Haley.
Mouthbone songs. Squiggle words. Big. All right. What y'all got going on this month?
I got new merch over at tomfox.com of the skink character that I play as in that game. The art was drawn by our very own Satsy. But yeah, that's a cool shirt. Playing Mario Kart this Thursday with the final DLC. Still trying to finish up Pikmin. But that's all well and good. And we got I owe you guys a custom Smash episode from the Not So Subathon. So we're gonna be getting one of those cranked out at some point. Possibly. In terms of that, streams are mostly on the same schedule. Sunday, Tuesday. Wait. Yeah, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Couldn't remember when I streamed. A lot of good stuff. And you could see my cute little wizard man, the VTuber. I can light myself on fire.
As all good wizards can do.
We love self-immolation here on Disc Only. So I'm looking at my calendar. I'm like, do I have anything like particular coming up? And I'm like, no. There's just most of it's playing catch up. Me and Dan both are playing catch up from Extra Life. But my normal stream schedule now is breakfast streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9 a.m. Eastern. We do Pikmin on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern. Zelda Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then we do Starfield and a Malmake stream, just kind of like willy-nilly. Right now, for this week, it's going to be tomorrow. So I'm doing Starfield tomorrow at 1 p.m. And Mao is streaming tomorrow at 7. I guess that's technically Mao. That's not me. But I'm so involved in the production process that I'm like, that's also my stream. I get like half of that stream.
You're a
I
producer.
get half of the credit. I'm the producer. Well, I'm the producer and
Director.
the cameraman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A producer.
Yeah. Oh, Mal's making jam. It's going to be a good time.
Ooh.
Check it out.
Like the music?
No. Like the She's making freezer jam
delicious jams.
with muscadine
and
grapes.
jellies.
That's her stream. It's tomorrow night, twitch.tv/Malmix. Tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern. Watch it.
Will you?
Will you?
Tom, really quick question.
Yeah.
Have you ever played Cursed Halo?
No, I need to.
You should. There is a lot of new stuff. The reason why I bring that up is I just wanted to give a shout out to my boy Holmek for his Cursed Halo charity race that we had the other day. And yeah, like go give the Vocal Butcher some love because he put a lot of work into that Cursed Halo charity race. Like it was nuts.
Did they get rid of Thanos' penis?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Okay.
Yeah, it's safe for stream now. You're good to go. Like actually, like you don't have to worry about it. There is a Thanos gun, but there's nothing to be seen.
Yeah.
But anyways, for me, this next coming month, Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, 4:30 Eastern, streaming drums on both Twitch and YouTube. I am doing the dual stream thing now, so you can watch on whatever platform you see fit. That's been a lot of fun. I've been having way too much fun multi-streaming right now. But other than that, I mean, it's literally just that, just streaming and video daily on YouTube. And that is me.
All right. Well, in about 3 hours in my time zone, it'll be my birthday. So
Happy birthday!
I guess that's what I got
It's
going
Proton
on.
John's birthday!
No!
Why
I won't do
wasn't
any more of
that?
Yeah.
Why wasn't that the episode title?
Because that's not how my mind works.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
It's true.
willing
You
to
get to a
make-
certain age.
And here
I'm
comes
willing
the
to make
gift subs.
anyone else's birthday of the podcast their stream title, but when it's my month, I'm like, whatever. It's not the day of. It doesn't matter.
I forget my birthday, honestly. Like, I forget when it is. So, like, it's, it's not a big deal.
No, I've never, like, whenever I see a movie or a show where a character, like, stumbles and it's, like, into a place and they're, like, surprised birthday party, and they're like, what? It's my birthday? I'm like, fucking come on.
You know what? I feel like that
How?
would actually actually work with Steven, though.
I am so serious, Dan. I forget my birthday and I forget how old I am.
You forget the day of the week.
Like, that is super real and has been since like my mid-20s. Like, I just don't remember. Mal doesn't remember how old she is either. So, like, that happens a lot.
Guys, that's a little scary. I'm not going to lie.
Nah.
It's all the microplastics.
America is like drowning in microplastics.
All right, I'm staying in Canada. That's what I'm being told right now. All right, I'm staying up here. Yeah, so tomorrow we're gonna do birthday stream in the evening. We're gonna do viewers can spend channel points and they can suggest games. And we're gonna spin a wheel, and then we'll whatever comes up on the wheel, we'll play that for either 20 minutes or until I get a game over, whichever happens first. And we'll just keep doing that for the night. Otherwise, schedule is Saturday for Fortune Cookie as per usual. And then something on Monday next week, and then I'm gone. I'm actually gone for most of November. I'm going to be at Chucka Conroy's house recording Runaway Guy stuff. So I am gone from, I think, the 14th to the 29th. I'm gone for basically the rest of November.
Damn.
So one of the first streams when I get back is going to be disc only. Because I think that falls on like the 5th. Yeah, so it's not that far off from when I get back. Will there be a TRG stream? I am trying. You go ahead.
Then we can actually thaw out Mariah Carey.
Oh, she's already thawed. She's
She
ready.
she released a
Global
video.
warming!
She released a video about her thawing out. It's just one of the best things ever.
She's been doing that every year for the past like 3 years. It's great.
I didn't know that
She's
actually. I
leaned
didn't
into
know.
it. She's super leaned into it.
Oh, that's great. I didn't know it was the past 3 years. This was the first year I ever saw it, so it made me laugh really hard.
I know at least the last 2 years she's done something. So
Wow. Okay.
yeah. So while I'm there, we're gonna try to do at least one TRG stream. It's likely gonna be the final sticker star bonus stream because that's overdue. I wanted Emil to play the game to end it, not myself. We'll see if that actually works out. We'll see if it actually works out because that was supposed to happen back in May when they were here and it did not.
I'm sorry. Just like the idea of Emil playing like sticker star, like you get down there and he's like, "Sorry, John, I broke my hands. Don't know what to tell you."
I'd probably be like, all right, well, you better fix them, otherwise I'm breaking your feet too, because we're doing this.
You're gonna have to play it, John. I broke my hands. I foresee them being broken until sticker star is done.
Yeah, otherwise that's all I got going on. Dan, what about you?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna be playing with Tom on Thursday for the Mario Kart new levels.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, just like other stuff, Steven plays. Watch it. Runaway Guys, we just finished. Well, not just, but we finished Metroid Prime. So if you're waiting to watch that, feel free. And we're doing the Kirby Star Allies.
Yeah.
And the third controller videos, like all the ones that we've done so far, are out. So
Yep. So we're caught up on Throne Controllers. We're caught up on Metroid Prime.
you can see John lose his voice.
Oh my god. Oh. Yep.
Yeah, we're literally caught up to the point where I don't have anything to do anymore. So
Hooray! Oh, you got all of Kirby edited? I didn't realize that.
yeah.
Oh dang. Okay.
Release it all at once.
No, don't do
I
that.
love
we,
that
We gotta wait a couple weeks. We need a couple more weeks so
I
we can
would-
record more content.
Yeah, I went beast mode before Extra Life, so
Nice.
I'm glad you went beast mode because now you have extra life to edit.
yeah,
There's all this new stuff to do. Thank you, Dan.
sure, bud. And also, Tom Fox has been doing the quacks, and then watch Jared play drums.
I
That's
just released
you
a
mean-
short about Quagicate, the Quagsire
I
Eradicate
saw
fusion
that.
that
It
I
was great.
love.
Did you edit that, Tom? Or
I
was
did,
that...
yeah. I edited
Okay.
that one.
Yeah, you put the you you put in the stuff I should have done. It was great.
I ordered a skunk.
Oh shit, you reminded me. I've got stuff in my merch shop too. My bad. Protonjohn.com. You can get the Rosa John hoodie because that was hotly requested. We've got 2 mouse pads available, a new Deathwater t-shirt, and some pins based off of some stream characters.
Yeah, go to my boys' merch shops and get Christmas gifts or holiday gifts or whatever you.
Just spend money. Just spend money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Spend money on the shop and then air your grievances before you give it to him, as is the Festivus way.
No, bras
Stick
are
the
still
al-
not available. Why do people keep asking for this?
Stick the aluminum pole in the middle of the
John,
room. Well, since
you
I went
could-
Seinfeld, maybe you should start carrying bros or manziers.
Oh my god. Dan, what were we gonna say?
you could be making so much money. Just
Why does everyone keep saying that?
we got a great sponsorship. Proton John Cross Victoria's Secret.
Ugh.
Oh my god.
Lord save me. All right. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I assume, does anyone have any issues with the first Tuesday of December? That'd be the 5th?
Probably not.
Should be fine.
All right, cool. And
Yeah, I gotta make a blood sacrifice around that time, but I'll make time.
look, I know it happens monthly, but like you just got to try to schedule as best you can.
I know. Such a
right.
hungry beast. Isn't that right, Manatee?
Special thank you to Popsky for our theme song, Prism Shard for our logo, Paper Pennies for the beautiful art in our intro, and our producer is Motion Dan. I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow for my birthday, I guess. But we're streaming Disc Only the first Tuesday of the month again. We're back to first Tuesdays, and then it'll be all kibosh when we all go to MagFests. Oh, that's the second Tuesday, I think.
We'll do it live from MagFest.
No, we will
kidnap
not.
Stephen George.
No, we will not.
We'll kidnap Stephen George.
No,
You
why
will
are we
not
kidnapping
kidnap
Stephen?
Stephen George.
That'll be the entirety of the
Is it even
MagFest.
possible to kidnap Stephen George? He is so tall, he would be impossible to hide. How do you hide kidnapping a 7-foot tall man?
There are three of us, and we definitely have a trunk.
Who the heck? Wait a minute. No, I did not agree to any of this. Like it's only Mr. Tom Fox that's going to be the one that's getting in trouble for this.
Now and then watch we're all gonna be at MagFest, and for some reason Steve is gonna get
If Steven suddenly shows up and throwing controllers while I'm hosting it, I'm gonna be like, I'm walking out. I'm done. I'm out.
Listen, we're gonna go to MagFest. Tom's gonna be in jail. That's what's gonna happen, man.
If a missing persons report comes out of Steven while we're at MagFest, then I'm really gonna be in trouble.
John, be careful, because right now you've set up a scenario which, in the very middle of thrown controllers, I walk in and I'm like, John, and you go, oh my God, and then you get up and leave, and I have to resume your role.
No,
and then Tom,
what is
Tom
bad with this? I get
leaves.
a break. This sounds great.
I could probably do it. Leave instructions, write it like a post-it note or something.
If you're doing that, then I gotta bring a burlap sack to MagFest.
Oh my God.
Haley,
Just because he's there doesn't mean I can't kidnap him.
If anybody from MagFest hears this podcast, I mean, anybody listens, Tom's not going to be allowed in MagFest. It's going to be funny. They're just going to kick you out. They're going to have do not let this guy in. It's just your VTuber going, have you seen this man?
It's like one of those stock photos of me in a really, really embarrassing pose.
It's a picture of your VTuber on fire. Oh man.
Happy
What a
birthday,
way-
John.
What a way to end it.
Don't worry, Steven. It'll be comfortable. I'll line the interior of the burlap sack.
Oh my God.
It'll be a
Thanks, I prefer
velour
Haley,
sack.
Down
Haley-
feathers.
do you have a tranquilizer gun? Haley in chat. I just.
Man, I got one word. I have
tranquilizer.
I don't know. If you ask me who in the collective would have that, Haley would be up on that list.
lawyer.
I also love that Steven was like, why would Haley have one? And Dan's like, she would have one.
For you.
Lawyer.
Make sure you
I need a
go to
lawyer.
Come on.
Lawyer.
Oh, save me.
The Snibblings are armed and dangerous, says Haley.
Lawyer.